2022. Russia invades Ukraine expecting quick victory. Instead, the war becomes the first major drone conflict in history. Not expensive predators, cheap commercial drones and homemade kamikaze weapons. By 2025, both sides lose hundreds of drones daily. The front line is a drone battlefield where soldiers hide from cameras in the sky. This is how cheap technology changed modern warfare forever. The early days when Russia invades in February 2022, both sides have some military drones, Bayraktar TB2S from Turkey, Russian Orlan reconnaissance drones, expensive, relatively rare. Then Ukrainian volunteers start using commercial DJI Mavic quadcopters bought from stores. $400 gets you a drone with a camera that can fly for 30 minutes. Soldiers attach grenades to the drones, fly over Russian positions, drop the grenade, fly away. It works. Russian troops have no defense against attacks from above. Anti-aircraft systems are designed for jets and helicopters, not small quadcopters. Within months, both sides are doing it. Russians buy the same commercial drones, attach explosives, drop them on Ukrainian trenches. The drone war escalates fast. FPV kamikaze drones. Commercial quadcopters have limitations: short range, slow speed, easy to jam electronically. So Ukraine develops FPV drones, first-person view, racing drones modified to carry explosives. An FPV drone costs $200 to $500 to build. Fly it like a video game using goggles showing the camera view. Crash it into a target, the explosive detonates. Range 10 kilometers, speed 100 kilometers per hour, small, fast, hard to shoot down, and you can build thousands of them in workshops. Ukraine establishes drone factories across the country. Volunteers assemble FPV drones by hand. Russia copies the tactic. By 2023, both sides are flying thousands of kamikaze drones at each other weekly. The drones hunt tanks, artillery, trucks, trenches, individual soldiers. If a drone spots you, you have seconds to hide or die. Changing the battlefield, drone warfare changes everything about how soldiers fight. Movement becomes deadly. Walk in the open during daytime. A drone will spot you, artillery follows. You die, soldiers move at night. Stay in tree cover, dig deeper trenches, paint vehicles with camouflage netting. Traditional armor becomes vulnerable. A $50 million tank can be destroyed by a $500 drone dropping an anti-tank grenade on the thin top armor. Electronic warfare becomes critical. Both sides jam drone frequencies. Ukraine develops drones that switch frequencies automatically. Russia develops AI-guided drones that don't need radio control. The AI drones are terrifying. Lock onto a target visually. Even if you jam the signal, the drone continues to the target using computer vision. No human control needed. By 2024, Ukraine is using AI drones that recognize and attack specific vehicle types. You can't jam them, you can only shoot them down or hide the human. Cost: drone warfare is psychologically devastating. You're always being watched. Somewhere above, a drone might be looking at you. You don't know until artillery lands or a kamikaze drone dives. Russian and Ukrainian soldiers report extreme stress, constant surveillance. Nowhere is safe. Casualty rates from drones are significant. Estimates suggest 20 to 30% of casualties involve drones, either spotting for artillery or direct strikes. Both sides lose experienced soldiers who survive gunfights but die because a drone spotted their position and called in artillery. The production race: by 2025, the war is partly a drone production contest. Ukraine produces over 100,000 FPV drones in 2024. They're aiming for millions. Russia produces even more. They have larger manufacturing capacity. But Ukraine has innovation advantage. Ukrainian engineers constantly modify designs, add new features, improve electronic warfare resistance. Chinese companies supply components to both sides. DJI stops officially selling to the war zone, but components flow through third countries. The cost effectiveness is staggering. One FPV drone costing $500 can destroy a tank worth millions. The future of warfare. What happens in Ukraine is spreading worldwide. China is watching. Taiwan is watching. Every military is studying Ukrainian and Russian drone tactics. The lesson is clear. Future wars will be drone wars, not just expensive military drones, swarms of cheap, expendable, AI-equipped kamikaze weapons, traditional expensive weapons, tanks, Jets, ships become vulnerable to attacks by weapons costing 1,000th as much. Defensive systems struggle. You can't shoot down thousands of small, fast drones with missiles costing more than the drones. The US military is completely rethinking procurement. Instead of fewer expensive systems, they're developing many cheap ones. Electronic warfare becomes as important as firepower, jamming, spoofing, AI resistance. It's an arms race happening in real time in Ukraine. Political implications. Drone warfare democratizes military power. Previously, advanced militaries with expensive equipment dominated. Now, a country with limited budget can build devastating drone capabilities. This changes the calculus of conflict. Small nations can threaten large ones. Non-state actors can acquire serious military power. It also makes wars harder to end. Both Ukraine and Russia can sustain drone production indefinitely. Neither side can achieve air superiority when both have thousands of cheap drones. The war becomes attritional. Who runs out of soldiers, drones, or will to fight first? Closing February 2022, Russia invades Ukraine with tanks and jets. 3 years later, the war is fought with drones, hundreds destroyed daily, thousands being built in factories and workshops. The Ukraine war proved that cheap technology beats expensive systems, that AI changes warfare fundamentally, that the future of combat is unmanned. Every military in the world is learning the lesson. The next major war will be fought by swarms of AI drones costing hundreds of dollars each. The age of expensive manned military systems is ending. The age of cheap, disposable robotic warfare has begun, and it started in Ukraine with commercial quadcopters and homemade kamikaze drones. Subscribe to Sword and Pen, where military might meets political power.